The Indiana Pacers send the Cleveland Cavaliers packing, beating them 4-1 to advance to the conference finals. Clearly not something Steve and I anticipated, but yet it is at the same time. What is my reaction to this series, and what do I think is next for Cleveland and Indiana? So first of all, like I said at the start, I think we got this right and wrong at the same time. Because you can look back at our previous videos and find a lot of instances where Steve and I say, I don't believe in Cleveland. I'm not buying the Cavs. There is no stock in the Cavs. We knew this was not going to be a legitimate team and could only get you so far. Because Donavan Mitchell has never been past the second round, and I have been a very vocal advocate that Donavan Mitchell can never be your best player and you will be contending for a championship. It just won't happen. I don't believe that we'll ever see a chance where that, or a team where that happens. I don't think anyone believed in Cleveland until the playoffs started and they beat the doors off of Miami. Because look, the Cavs were the number one seed pretty much all season in the East. People were saying, oh, is this the best Cleveland team ever? Could this be one of the best rosters ever put together? One of the best regular seasons ever? But no one actually sat down and sat back and said, you know what? I can see Donavan Mitchell hoisting up the Larry O'Brien trophy. I can see Donavan Mitchell joining the likes of LeBron James and Michael Jordan and company and being a finals MVP. No, I don't think anyone actually was putting bets on Cleveland. I don't think even talked to anyone. They were saying Cavs are going all the way. Not until the end. This is going to sound silly, and it's a cliche phrase, but how's the phrase go? Hard work beats talent when talent fails to work hard. I think that's the phrase. Cleveland has so much talent, so many good pieces. They just got outdogged by Indiana. And Steve was on here last week, a vocal advocate for the Indiana Pacers and Tyrese Halliburton, saying they can make the finals, saying that this was their time, saying that they were due redemption. Folks, I am here to tell you, the Indiana Pacers are not making the NBA Finals. Their run ends now. Done. Capiche? Because look, I get it. Tyrese Halliburton has been amazing. His playoff numbers have been amazing. I said to Steve, and Steve also said to me, he has risen in a lot of occasions. He has stepped up, provided for his team in must-win games, in closeout situations, in the clutch points of the game. Tyrese Halliburton has shown up. He's demanded the ball, and he has essentially been the driving force behind Indiana's incredible run. And obviously, if you look back at my, playoff tiers, I did not think that this was an Indiana team that could go very deep. I just didn't think that. But again, just like Cleveland, who really did? When I look at Indiana, which the Knicks and the Celtics are playing right now as we speak at the time of recording. It is actually a pretty close game. It's 71-68 Boston with 8:40 in the third. But regardless, when you look at, let's assume the Knicks are going to win. They're up 3-1. No Jason Tatum. Let's assume the Knicks are going to win. When you look at the post-game press conferences with Jalen Brunson, stonewalled. On the court, tough. On the bench, tough. Jalen Brunson went into this season saying, look, we have been close. We have been worthy. This is our time. We're going to prove it. I'm going to prove it. Won Clutch Player of the Year. Has been shouldering the load and driving the Knicks to this conference finals. And I think it shows in his play and his demeanor and how he handles himself in these playoffs. He is determined. He's focused. He is locked in. When you look at Indiana and Tyrese Halliburton in post-game press conferences, not that I am saying he shouldn't be this way or it's a bad thing, but he's joking around a little bit. He's more silly and loose, for lack of a better term. He's cheesing. He's more relaxed, which can be a good thing in its own right. But I don't think, kind of like I was saying with Cleveland, I don't believe Indiana truly in their heart of hearts believed in themselves. Like, I don't think Indiana, and they can tell me I'm wrong. Pacers fans are going to tell me I'm wrong, but I don't think Indiana went into this postseason saying we can make the finals. I think Indiana went into this postseason saying we can make the conference finals. But now here they are, shockingly. And I think that they are riding on a sugar high because the Knicks have dispatched of their teams just as quickly as Indiana has. And like I said, they seem more focused, more locked in, more truly in and on the end goal. Indiana just happy to be here. Indiana's playing with house money. They cannot lose after beating the number 1 seed 4-1. They can't. So anything after this is simply a consolation prize. So I am picking the Knicks to beat the Pacers in the conference finals. The Pacers they've had a great showing. They've been really fun to watch. This has been, I think, at least my favorite Pacers team to watch since Paul George and Roy Hibbert and that class back in the early 2010s. But they're just not it. And again, they're having a great run, and I respect them for it. They deserve all the credit. But I don't think they believe in themselves. I think they are riding on this high of beating all these teams they should not have beaten. And I think when they get to a team like New York, who has been focused and knew what the end goal was the entire time, they're in for a rude awakening in those conference finals if the New York Knicks win. But we will see. Congrats to Indiana for beating Cleveland. The Cavs, the sound tried to tell you. People didn't listen. Some people did, but we'll see what happens in the conference finals. Listen to the sound. I listen to the sound.